Welcome back to a Cetera podcast. I got my co-host Mark over there. I'm Victor. How y'all feeling
Yes,
today?
sir.
That
Yes,
clap
sir.
was so clean, it made me mess up that intro.
Yep. Yep. We here.
How you doing, bro?
Doing good. Doing good. How are you feeling?
I'm good, man. I got a bone to pick with you. So no, I
Okay.
don't. um, no, I want to mention because we talked about this weeks ago. Have you heard the news about who's having a kid? I'm gonna take that as a no. Our boy Al Pacino.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes. Yes.
yeah. So if y'all ain't know, dear friend of Robert De Niro, longtime
So
co-actor,
you say
co-star.
you say like dear friend. It's like we talk to him every day.
No, not us to fucking to Rob.
Ah, yes.
Rob and Al be homies.
True. True. True.
They've
True.
been starring together in movies for years, centuries,
Yes.
I would think at this point. Um, and yeah, man, Robert De Niro dropped that bomb. He's like, yo, I'm having a baby at 79 years old, whatever the fuck old he is.
Think so.
Al Pacino said, light work, fuck out of here. I'm about to have myself a baby at 84, or however old the fucking old. I know he's in his 80s,
Yeah.
and he looks like, I don't want to be disrespectful, but he don't look like he got a lot of time left.
Yeah. He looks like he's melting or something.
It looked like somebody vacuumed all his like skin, and his is like very tight. And
Yeah.
yeah, his girlfriend's like 29 or something, or like 24 or some shit. Which I gotta say, like, love is love, but like that's gross. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I can't imagine ever like I'm 24 now, and the thought of being
Exactly.
like with a 19-year-old is gross to me.
Yeah.
He's 84.
Yeah, like I'm trying to not be as disrespectful as possible, but like I could not imagine like if I was a woman being with that man. Like just the idea of starting to get somewhat intimate would creep me out.
Yeah.
Touching their skin,
What do they talk about?
like
I don't get it.
their hands like touching my skin, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
stop. Stop.
And supposedly, I forgot who it was, but she used to date somebody else that was older as well.
Just
Not
like
as
seeing old
old,
people.
not as old, but still like too old for her. And yeah, I don't get it. I forget the guy's name, but hey, she got a whole baby with him now. She's set, which is I'm guessing what she wanted. Cause like I'm sorry, like nothing wrong to Al, successful career. Sure, he's a great guy. Who knows? I don't know. I don't want to type in anything into Google and ruin that. But like iconic career. He's a great actor. He got the accolades, he got the money, he's used to be a good-looking guy, now he's a little older, he's trying his best. Um, but like let's be real, bro. Like you she not for you. She don't care about you. If you lost everything today, like she would not be here tomorrow. So it's like, why are you even? I guess it's an ego thing. Cause some people are like, oh, like I still got her. You know what I mean?
I
And
guess, yeah, and it's also that idea.
but it's like you got to be lying to yourself though a little bit.
I feel
Like
like
you got to
this
know deep down that that's not true.
I feel like it's just a little bit, but then also it's like again, I feel like they know like I can get whoever I want. And I think it's the idea too where they just don't want to be looking for their age range. You
But
know what I
why
mean?
though? I feel like to me, like as I age, people my age will become like attractive to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Cause like right, like
So
say
like
for example, like right now I'm 24, right? So like people in my age range are attractive to me. If I'm like, say if I'm single for whatever reason at like 50,
mhm.
I feel like other 50-year-olds to me would be like, oh, like that's hot. But for me right now, so you see the average 50-year-old, I'm just like, it's kind of gross.
See, so it's funny because weirdly enough, I have these thoughts so many times. If I'm ever out or about and I see couples that are old, I just always think I'm like, how would I be at that age? Like, if I was to look at somebody else, would I be like some girl who, like, if I'm like, say I'm 60 and I look at this, I'd be like, damn, she
Some
hot.
people do though.
But and I agree with that, but it's just my idea with the thought of like I'm going to go through that at some point. But it's just weird to think about that now because I'm just so
Or you
young.
mean somebody like your age?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So say
I
I'm
thought you I thought you
60.
talking about like a 60-year-old looking like at 20-year-olds and shit.
No, 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 no. I'm
Cause that
talking.
shit does happen. That shit to me is still weird. Like,
No, no, I'm talking about me being 60 and looking at another 60-year-old,
yeah,
in my age
like damn,
range.
that's a hot 60-year-old.
Exactly. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I
Cause
find that
but
so
there's people
funny.
there's people in like fucking was it nursing homes, and they be getting down and dirty in there, bro. They be
So,
some of them lose their spouses. There was one lady, she was like in a wheelchair or like sitting down or something. She was blowing the other guy in the nursing home, bro.
So so it's funny enough that we talk about this because recently me and Emily started watching well the first movie you got is Meet the Parents and
Mhm.
then it's Meet the Fockers.
Mhm.
So in Meet the Fockers is obviously when you start meeting Ben Stiller's parents and obviously his mom is like how would
A
I
sex therapist, I think it
yeah,
was,
sex therapist for like
and she was
older
like a
people
masseuse.
for older people. So it's like, to help them get back into their, sex lives and all that stuff like that. So it's just kind of funny because in that movie, they're just like, getting all down and
Mhm.
dirty. And you're just like, hey,
She's just very
yo,
comfortable with sex. That's all it is.
exactly. And I
She's
just
like, "It's
thought,
natural."
yeah,
Barbara Streisand, though, what a like, she had a whole music career, and then she just transitioned into that, like, she was just
I don't know. But
if you
yeah,
go to a thrift store, bro, that's all like, the vinyls, all her shit.
I'm dead.
I don't know what that says about her, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing,
This is true.
but if you go to a thrift store, you just flip through, it's just nothing but Barbara Streisand.
So yeah, saw that. Yeah, that's just kind of what I think about it now. Like if I was 60 years old, looking at another 60, I'd be like, damn, bro, look at those nice like therapeutic shoes she got
Yeah.
on.
No, because I feel like there's a part where you just kinda, like you appreciate the age as well. Because like,
Yeah.
you think about it, say if, you're with your girlfriend, right, and you guys met early 20s, and you guys say, "I hope that you guys last forever, everything goes great." You guys are in your 60s. You're still gonna find her attractive
No, yeah, of
in your
course.
60s, and it's not like, oh, like, she's not in her 20-year-old body anymore, but you're still like you guys have been together long enough where it's like, "Oh, I still find her attractive." And there's also just the fact that the time as well. Like, it's
Yeah.
also an emotional thing that's just like, "Yo, like, I've been with her, like, mad long." Like
Yeah, so I think of it as like this, and I find it like definitely I feel like I understand why it's hard for a lot of people when they lose their spouse or they're like not with somebody anymore at that age. But when you are with somebody when you start off pretty young, I feel like it's also the idea where it's like you look at that person still as the same age as when you like basically kind of in a sense
mhm.
got with them. I know that sounds kind of weird because
It's
it's
how
like
you remember them.
yeah, and I know that kind of sounds weird because it's like obviously they're getting older, but to you, it's like
You
you
still see
still
that.
see that at the same time, even though no matter how like old they get, because it's just like you've been with them for so long. So that's why I say it's kind of hard when like if you did lose somebody, because it's like now you have to like actively look and you can't see how they kind of were when they were younger,
True,
you
true.
know, in a sense. But
Yeah, because what you like, it's like what you see them as like the person that you fell in love with when you first saw them. So it's probably like earlier on. So that's what you just
exactly,
clinch on to.
exactly.
Yeah. You know what's funny to like the husband, Barbara Streisand's husband in Meet the Fockers, like the dad.
Yeah,
There's a guy that works at my job that he looks just like him to me. Like he reminds me of him so much.
I'm dead.
He doesn't act like him, but
I'm about to
like
say, oh,
how his hair is and shit, whatever. I
there's
was
a
just like,
secret
yo, that reminds me
spark.
of that guy. Um, but yeah, like that's this kind of stuff. How do we get here? Oh,
We're
Al
talking about Al
Pacino,
Pacino.
Al Pacino. But yeah, like that's a huge part of it. And like I don't know, I just feel like after you hit a certain age, it's just you shouldn't be looking at
Well, we
because it's
got
like, yo, you're old enough to be my kid or like my grandkid type shit or
well,
great grandkid in fucking Al Pacino's case.
well, we got some actors that are already starting that very early, as we would say, Leonardo.
Yeah.
He's starting really early, and he's sticking with it.
How old is he now? Like 50? Late 40s?
Probably late 40s. You know what's crazy? Like Tom Cruise is 60.
Yeah. And he looks the same.
What the fuck?
But that's
That's
probably a
just.
lot of work.
And you know what's even crazier? He's older than Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
That's like insane to think about. Like obviously people just age differently, but it's just crazy to think. Will Ferrell, I think, is 55 years old.
Yeah. But like Will Ferrell, he hasn't touched him like anything on his face.
This is also true. Yeah,
Tom Cruise, you cannot say the same.
it's Tom
There's
Cruise.
surgery hidden in there. There's fucking like Botox and shit in there.
Tom
Will
Cruise
Ferrell's just
is.
Will. He looks like how he's supposed to look at 55.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I mean, obviously everybody's different.
yeah. Halle Berry.
Yeah. Um. So what can you do? But yeah. And that's another thing too. Is like I mean, obviously those are celebrities, but he's a celebrity too. You're in an industry where like you're full of people who like get work done and like they look older, but like they have money, so they still look young. You saw fucking Martha Stewart. She was on like I think like ESPN's magazine, butt booty naked at 80 some years old. and she looked good for her 80 years old.
She look.
Yeah, like, so why can't you just get that? Like, I'm not saying get with Martha, but there's other women that look like Martha that you could probably just be with, and they run your
True,
age
true,
group,
true. I see
and
what
you
you mean.
still got a hot wife, but she's your age.
You don't
Nothing
want
wrong
that.
with that.
You don't want that.
Look at Angela Bassett. Angela Bassett's, I don't know, I don't remember what her age is, but I know she don't look her age. So
True.
she'll be chilling.
Yeah, I don't know. Like you said, it could just be an ego thing. You know, they like,
So
I can
absolutely
still
it is.
pull it, and it's just like you can't pull it. Your money's pulling it. Old timer,
Yeah.
relax. Sit back in your rocking chair.
Paul.
Come on, Papa.
Tell me about Scarface.
Say hello to my little. Hold up, give it a second. Give it a second. It is going to stay little for a while.
Yeah, that's why I don't like. You literally can get anyone, and I get that, but like, why you want to do that? You probably got kids that are older than her.
Yeah, it's just I also think it's one of those things where it's like I'm not gonna call it a midlife crisis because it's already past the mid, but it's like it's already
End life.
yeah, it's I feel like it's one of those things where it's like they're getting to that point in their age where it's just like, man, I'm running out of time. Like, let me just do something, you know? Like,
That's also true. You start to give less fucks as you get older, so it's like,
and I felt like he's given less fucks for a while now. So.
yeah. At the same time, it's just you don't feel like you getting tricked. Like, you know, every hug, every kiss, whatever y'all got going on, you know it's not real.
Oh, ow.
Yeah, like
I'm like, bro, I just touched your elbow.
yeah,
What's up with you?
yeah. I don't know, man. Another person that got me. I mean, hey, you know, love is love, but and this also partly because she's very near and dear to my heart. But fucking Doja Cat, bro, she dating fucking Jay Cyrus, the old Viner and like Twitch streamer now.
uh,
Why? Why?
like you
Why she
said,
do this to me, son?
why she do this to me?
Like, I don't get it, bro. Like, she's rich as fuck, beautiful, can dance, rap, whatever, and she keep getting these mediocre white men, and shit pissing me off.
It's the white man.
At least if it's somebody that's like also in the industry or like they just look fly as fuck. It's like, yo, like he got money, he got da da da, and he fly as fuck. Hey, they belong together. But Jay Cyrus, can you quote one Jay Cyrus vine?
No, I cannot.
Exactly. I know he was there. I can't remember which ones he did when he's on Twitch now. But how'd they even cross paths?
It had to be.
How'd that even
It had to
happen?
be through Twitch, something like that. You know how she.
But she streams like once every 2 years. Like
But hey, that's when he opened the lineup.
she probably loved his vines.
Had to, son
It's
had
like
to.
you're the guy from, but like even before that, she's been like 2 other relationships I think prior to that, and it's just been like regular ass white dudes, and they was on a boat kissing. Only bright thing that I've seen out of this is it tells me that I have a chance, but I don't though because I'm not white.
Yeah, bro. I'm sorry.
That's her type.
You didn't check that box off, bro.
I just feel like we would get along so well.
Hey,
Me and her are 2 peas in a pod,
bro.
but she don't want that.
Hey, Doja. Look, you're breaking my man's heart. Just slide through and let him show
She
you.
don't want. She don't want me, bro.
Let him show you that he can give you the world.
At least, I mean, I can't. But like,
But
depends what you consider your world.
emotional world, you know?
Yeah.
Emotional world.
It's just like, come on, bro. Like, I'm happy for Jay. Good for you, bro. Keep doing you. Hopefully y'all last forever.
Hope y'all don't. It's like,
Because if not, I'm coming.
it's like, you better treat her
Better
right.
treat her right. But yeah, she just released a song today. She was rapping her ass off. So good for her. She's like, she's tired of the pop shit, I guess. You know, she talked to Jay. And Jay was like, you gotta talk to him real quick. You gotta spit some bars. She said, you right.
You're right.
And she came out with a little song. And she got her little baldy head, her weird little satanic tattoos, low key.
Michael Jordan. There you go.
But yeah, I mean, more power to him. One day we'll get there, and then I'm gonna be
Yeah.
on Twitch, and then you know what I mean. So
You're like, yo,
it's like,
Doja Cat.
he ain't popping like he used to. He ain't got them subs like me now. So
All you gotta do is just make like a long, like repeating kind of cycle of something, and just be like, before you start every Twitch stream, just be like, all right, I just want to say I love you, Doja Cat.
yeah, and then everybody
will
keeps
be
all
like,
my fans post
yeah,
it.
they'll be like, yo, this man has said he loves Doja Cat for like
The
3
beginning.
years straight now. Doja, where are you? Hey, you gotta hit him up. And next thing you know, man.
She be like, why the fuck you guys keep tagging me in ETC Victor? Who the fuck is that?
Who is this guy? Who's Act Victor?
Yeah. I'm like, damn, at least get my name right.
Okay, don't hurt my feelings. Stop.
But yeah, I feel like I obviously she's with Jay, but like if we was in the same room, I feel like I could talk her up a little bit.
I'm dead. This is so funny.
You don't think so?
No, I'm not saying I don't agree with you. It's just funny because it's low key like you're geeking. Like, come on, bro. Like, she was here, bro. Like,
Do you feel like if you if you weren't in a relationship, say like whatever you had, like, and you were in a room with a celebrity, do you think you'd be able to talk to them? Or you feel like you'd be like awkward about it?
I
I feel
think
like there's no celebrity in the world that I could talk to and be like, I'll be nervous.
so. You think you'll be comfortable no matter who it is?
Yeah, as long as they're cool, like as
Yeah,
long as they're not assholes,
I
I feel
think.
like I could talk to anybody.
Yeah, I think for me, it's like once you, because I was gonna say the same thing in a sense where it's like I feel like once you break down that barrier, where it's just like, yo, we two people, like just tell me something about you, I'll tell you something about me, and then we'll just take it on from there. Because I've learned that that's literally all it takes. Once you find like at least one thing in common or something that you obviously can like really just talk about or know about somebody,
Yeah,
it's pretty much just easy. It's just, but it's always that first little couple seconds where you're just like, damn, what do I bring up first? Because this really all depends on whether or not we're gonna get
yeah,
along. Like,
yeah,
so you don't want to go too, like, you don't want to give off too much, and you don't want to give off too little, because then they're gonna think like this person doesn't want to say
yeah.
anything.
But it would have to be like in a situation where we're like mutually just chilling. Like if I saw somebody in the public and they were doing their own thing, like I would never like to like go out and bother them or anything. Especially like I know they were with other people. I wouldn't do that. At the very least, I'd be like, oh, like hey, like I know who you are.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
I'd be like holla at you, shake your hand or whatever.
I would never ever like,
They having dinner
because
and shit. It's like, no, give me
yeah, no, I would like, and I was thinking this because like obviously I love Logic, so I'm just like, yo, if I ever saw Logic, I would never be like screaming from across the way, like, yo, like, no, I would literally just be like, yo, I love you, man. My name's Mark.
That's
Like,
all I want to say.
yeah, that's all I want to say. Like, that's all I got. Sorry to interrupt you. Please forgive me. I just want to say hi.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gone.
I'll whoop your ass in any game you want to play.
Right?
I'll talk to you later. I'm like, yo, what the fuck you say, boy?
You really suck at video. But please don't hate me because I really love you.
But
Yeah, like
yeah,
that's
it's
how
like
I feel like it is.
it could be like fucking Beyonce, anybody. I'm not gonna feel weird as long as they're not weird about it. Now if they're just like if they trying to be OD like I'm famous, then it's like, all right, fuck you. Like I wouldn't even be I just be like, yo, like you're an asshole. Like
I think if there was,
you just hiding behind your money.
I think if there was two celebrity, it's gonna sound weird because I'm kind of like changing the kind of vibe of it a little bit. But I'm thinking of like childhood celebrities from like shows we've watched. I think the two would be either be um Victoria's Justice and Ariana Grande.
Where you would be like uncomfortable, like you'd be
No, not
nervous to talk to them.
uncomfortable. I'm just saying like those are like the, like, because you're talking about Doja Cat. I'm
Yeah.
just like, that would be kind of the scene in the sense where I would just be like, yo, like I can probably spit game. Like I can
Riz her up.
I can probably do something. I laugh at anything they say.
Man, you so crazy.
I was like, oh, you crazy, girl. You crazy. Like, I didn't say anything.
So,
Yo, man.
so tell me how it was on Zoe 101, girl.
That's not my show.
No,
Victoria
yeah.
Justice. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah,
You gotta learn that shit, bro. If you gonna meet something.
I did. Don't worry. I got my notes. I got my notes right here.
But
yeah, I would definitely. I mean, like, it would be cool to just meet any celebrity in general, just to see. Obviously, it has to be the right one. I'm not going to meet a celebrity I don't give a shit about.
Yeah, because I've had that thought before. It was like, oh, if I was ever in a room with such and such, like so and so, like, what would I say? I feel like genuinely, I'd be like, yo, like, how's your week been? And they're like, oh, like I was just here, I was in fucking this and that. I'm like, oh, that's dope. Like, that's how I would go about it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm like, oh my god, like pizza.
And
they're just like, oh my god, bro, like it's the 5th time this week.
Yeah, I think somebody as far as like, I just had this thought the other day too. I was like, people that I would want to meet that's famous, like, and I was like the only kind of people I would want to really like meet. I was like, okay, obviously I would love to meet Logic, but then I'm just like thinking like I would love to meet Chris Hemsworth. I think he is such like a funny guy. Like his personality, even when he's not on camera, he's just funny. And I'm like, I feel like if I was to genuinely have a conversation with him, we would probably crack up because he's just hilarious.
His fucking accent.
For no reason too. Yeah, like for no reason he's funny. And I'm just like, that takes like a very special talent because I feel like he lives his life very like unique already as it is. But to just talk regular and just be that funny, I'm just like, yo, I would crack up talking with you, bro.
Yeah. There's a lot of people. Those are the funniest people though. People that don't
Exactly.
try.
That's what I'm saying, and that's
And
like
we know some people like that, like, it's like they being dead ass, but the way they live their life is just funny as fuck.
that's what
Like,
I'm saying, bro. Like he did kind of like a little thing for his movie that came out today, Extraction 2. Like it's like
mm,
the one on Netflix. And he was just like kind of showing you like how to like they make sound effects, you know, when they break a bone and
it's like
celery.
celery and like,
And then he was talking about when you do punches, it hits meat. And he was
mhm.
just like, and he was just like hitting. He's like, oh yeah. He was like, damn, I probably want to stop. It's getting all over my shirt. I'm not gonna do this anymore, you know. And I was just like cracking up. Then he was cracking the celery. He was just like, this is how you crack bones, and just like, oh, he's just like, and after this, you know, you just eat it as a snack, you know. It's like no food was wasted in this process, you know. I was just like, yo, this is hilarious.
Do you think celery is spicy?
No,
Were you there when Quinn was telling me the celery is spicy?
I wasn't.
Weren't we like at Chili's or something? And like
Chili? Oh yeah, we were at
he like
Chili.
broke a piece of celery and I ate it. I'm like, bro, there's no spice to this whatsoever.
I don't remember if I was like hearing that conversation, but I don't think it's spicy at all. I think it just very has a weird taste. Like I can only eat celery if I had like ranch or blue cheese. I can't eat it just regular. It tastes so weird.
I don't know. Some people say it's spicy, and I don't. It makes that 20. It makes that
Spicy.
23 and me make a lot more sense. But no, I saw a TikTok of Chris Hemsworth earlier today, and I don't know if it was a part of what he had with the movie coming out, but they were just asking him about like a past role he did in the movie. I forget what it was called, and I haven't seen it myself, but it was talking about supposedly in that movie he like did like a small cameo, and they had him wear like a prosthetic penis because basically the idea was to show that he had like a big dick. And he was like, it's funny, like we were in back, he's like doing scripts and stuff, and at one point they were like, sorry, Chris, like I know it's a little bit weird, but we got to go talk about penises. And they took him to a room with like a bunch of like fake penises and like different sizes. And they were just like, oh, like it had a 6-inch, like an 8-inch. And so he's like, oh, like the 8-inch, like, there's like, oh, what are we doing? He's like, let's just go all the way. You know what I mean?
Just
He's
go all
like,
the way.
just in case, just, to leave out any questions. I was like, they might want to, some people might be curious and, they might want to know
I'm
that
dead.
what I'm working with.
I'm dead, yo. So that's the shit that's just so funny. Like you could just think that
He's
they
like,
see it
he's
and
like,
they just say it.
he's like, why are we even talking about this? He's like, let's just go all the way. He's
Yeah,
like,
that's funny.
but supposedly he's like the after that they used it for the film or whatever, and like he had to wear it, and it was just like a whole thing. But supposedly as a gift for like wrapping up the film, they let him keep the prosthetic penis that he wore. And he said at one point he took it home and he told his wife, he's like, please, can we just please just leave it as a centerpiece for one party and then we could put it away? And she was like, nah. So he had it in his closet, and he said one day like his kids found it and they're like, what is this, like a bird's beak? And like they were playing with it. He's like, oh my God, no. He's like, we gotta put this away now.
Now it has to go in the trash.
He's like, no more. So supposedly he gave it to his friend, and he said his friend has it as a centerpiece in his house.
Nice. Well, I mean, it became some centerpiece.
Yeah.
It wasn't his, but somebody.
He said it was like so realistic looking too. It was just like, it was wild.
That's
It wasn't his. It wasn't of his. It was just a fake penis that they
yeah,
made.
it's kind of crazy. I don't even know how you get it. Like, I can understand the business of like molding something, but to be told like, yeah, you gotta mold a penis, like, I'm just sitting there like, that's so weird.
Bro, if you think about it, there's a dildo factory out there.
Yeah,
I seen a video of one before too, like somehow like in a factory, like they make the molds and they have to cut it and shit and like package it. But it's like there's a place where people take silicone, pour it into a mold, and like break it up and polish it and whatever, and then people have to put it into a box like it's Amazon and ship them out.
like I'm just thinking like, how do you go home and tell your significant other how your day was? You know, like, how was your day, honey?
Rough day. I only did 500 cocks.
Didn't beat my record, but don't worry. Tomorrow it's gonna.
Tomorrow's a new day. Hands cramping up a little.
Like, how do you even go about that? You know?
I don't even.
And
Go
do
ahead.
they actually like them? You know what I mean? Like that. Hold on. Now, what I'm getting at is like, would it be the sense where they're like, oh, you know, does he even want to think about like going? He sees a store or something that he's just like, bro, I just want to get away from all
Yeah,
this.
it's like, oh my God, like I touched so many dildos this
Like,
weekend.
you know what
I don't
mean?
even want to see another rose toy, bro.
You know what I mean? Like, or like maybe their significant other. Say it's a guy who does it, right? And the significant other is just like, oh yeah, you know, like maybe you can take one from your job. It's like, no, I will not have
Absolutely
this in my
not.
house. I already go to work every
I'm
day
not
with it.
taking work home with me every
Can you
weekend.
imagine? It's like, yeah, just still the best kind. No.
Now that even the thought of that makes me think, like, because people work at, like, Amazon, and they have to package by hand all those orders, especially if it's, like, a fulfillment center. So you imagine, like, some of the orders they probably put together.
You imagine working like as you work there, you probably become friends with people. And imagine you get that order and
It's
everybody
like,
just looking
"Bro."
at you.
Imagine if you recognize the address too, like, every time it's like
Like, damn, what y'all doing over there,
yeah.
bruh? I would
Yeah,
tell the person who's delivering it, like, yo, ask them something. Like, what's
you
going
should
on?
you shipping packages to a OnlyFans model's house, so it's just new shit every week.
Just like, damn, like, relax, okay? We got the holidays coming up. We not trying to send you this right now.
It's like, why is there 3 dildos, lube, cucumber, and honey in this fucking Amazon package?
What are they getting into?
It's like leather gloves, a ball gag, some mustard, and
Mustard and a bunch of whipped cream. That's wild, bro.
that's a funny job. Do you know I don't know anybody that's, like, works in them I heard it's terrible.
I heard
I
it's
heard that they, like, make them,
terrible.
like, pee
And
on themselves and shit, like, they don't get bathroom breaks and, like, should be bad to be going on
yeah, I
strike.
hear that. And then I also hear, like, supposedly it's just kind of calm. Like, it's nothing
Yeah.
too crazy, but it's just that idea where you just don't want to take that risk.
Did I ever tell you that I almost worked at one of them, like, years ago? I went to, like, the interview and everything. Like, this was back I think this was before Domino's, where I was, like, really looking for a job, and it was, like, a big-ass group interview. They literally interview, like, 30 people in one room, and then they make you take a drug test, like, as a group. Like, you swab your own mouth and, like, leave the test there and shit. But, yeah, I almost worked for Amazon, and I probably would've hated it.
Yeah, supposedly. I mean, my one coworker said she worked there and she was like, oh, yeah, she was making this much an hour. And I was,
I mean, that was the one thing, it's like, they said the
yeah,
pay was solid,
you
but
get paid good and you work like I think for the most part. I mean, I don't know if this is really accurate. Maybe it's like a specific. They probably have certain sets depending on how much you want to work, but it's like for the most you can work like 4 days and then the rest of the three are just you have off. But it's that idea where it's like
you working crazy. It was some of them were like overnight. Like that was one part.
yeah,
It was like a third shift, second shift, first shift. Where like third shift is like you're leaving. You come in at night basically, and you leave in the morning.
yeah. And it's just like damn. Like again, you get paid good, but you're sacrificing a lot.
Yeah, a lot of those times, and that's kind of the job that I have now, where it's just like, yeah, like you get these benefits, but at the same time, like your social life and like your regular life kind of, because it's like you be so dead after you're done working that job that you don't want to do anything else.
That's what's terrible. Yeah, any job that either works overnight or it's like you work very long hours, it's dead.
Yeah, but
Get paid, but at what cost?
when you think about it, I would imagine that that's the Al Pacino and his baby mom's relationship is like. She probably I want to see the Amazon orders to that house because she needs something. It's not Al doing it.
Little friend not doing it.
Yeah, unless Al, hey, if Al doing it like that, then I'm trying to be like Al when I grow up, but with my appropriately aged wife and not somebody that was fucking a millennial and
Just
he's
got out of college.
yeah like he was alive when like fucking Martin Luther King was alive. Like
This is true.
he didn't die that long ago.
Yeah.
A lot of that shit didn't happen that long ago. Malcolm X, all that shit. Like our grandparents were both alive when like they both passed. Malcolm X
Yeah.
and like Martin Luther.
Yeah. I also think about like JFK, all that stuff
Yeah.
too. Like yeah.
You know what else I thought about too? This will be the last thing that we're gonna talk because this will go on for hours if we allow it. I was thinking about this earlier. I'm like, when you think about the idea of like Michael Jackson, right?
Okay.
Stay with me.
Like, you're bringing my boy into this.
How do you? How, when he died, he was like 50 something, right?
Yeah, I would say that. I was like in my head thinking like late 40s, but that couldn't be.
No, he was older than that for
Yeah,
sure.
he had to be, I guess, 50 something. Yeah.
Or maybe like just turned 50.
Yeah.
But you think about that, and like he was been performing since he was very young, and this probably, I mean, I would say when they got started, maybe like the 70s. I would say it's like when he was like Jackson 5. I think if I'm getting this timeline right, and he was popular since he was a kid, like popping.
Pop, King of Pop.
Yeah, this man became as big as he was in the 90s and even up until his death, where people were like crowding around hotels and like just people passing out and crying over him. And all these, like, you know how good you have to be? These people in the 70s, 80s, 90s, all that shit were racist as fuck. And they still looked at this man as like, yo, he's the fucking shit, bro. Obviously, later in life, his skin tone changed. So, like, the racism probably you know. But like when he was like Thriller,
Bro,
Mike,
he brought races together, bro.
like they just completely, even the Jackson Five, like they were all like dark skinned black men, and they were like on national TV, and people were like, yo, like this little kid could sing his ass off and dance his ass off, and despite all that, they were outside his hotel rooms in every country possible. He did the Super Bowl and shit. He was fucking doing
Yeah.
movies, all that. I mean, I'm not gonna hold you, like, bro, his shit slaps. Like, I'm gonna stand by that. Somebody asked me yesterday, I was like, yo, like, what are your top 5 artists like of all time? Like, who was like you will ride or die for? And I was first one, I was like, Michael. I was like, you can't tell me shit about Michael. Like, I don't care. Like, I know that there's this past and like we could go back and forth about it all day, but you can't look me in the eye and tell me them albums don't hit, bro. I was like, I will throw hands for Michael. Like, like Off the Wall, Bad, and Thriller are so fucking insanely good. I sent a message to Chris the other day, like not that long ago. I was like, yo, when you really look at the order of the songs that were coming on on those albums, insane, bro. It makes no sense.
Yeah. All that heat and just those albums and that time period too. Like that's what's insane.
Like, and his albums were like not under an hour, and they were like 10 songs. But I just wanted like just one that like blows my mind. I'm just gonna roll through these. And this is back in the time where you couldn't hit shuffle.
True.
This was just the album was what it was. This how this man started off his album. He started with "Wanna Be Starting Something."
That shit is crazy, bro.
Imagine back then, like, yo, it's 1982. 1982, you put in your shit on the fucking vinyl or whatever you're listening to, where the radio comes on. It's like new hit by Michael Jackson. Wanna be starting something, and it's that shit. Then it's "Baby Be Mine." Then "The Girl Is Mine." Then hold on to your seat, bro.
Holding.
Thriller, Beat It, Billie Jean, Human Nature, PYT, The Lady in My Life.
Yeah, that's insane. That's true.
And this album's 40 minutes long.
That's the Thriller album right there.
Insanity, bro. And then you look at Bad. I didn't even realize how like insane Bad was until I really like gave it a look. Starts off bad, obviously. The Way You Make Me Feel,
Oh yeah.
Speed Demon, Liberian Girl. Then it's Just Good Friends, Another Part of Me. And then again, he closes strong as fuck. Man in the Mirror, I Just Can't Stop Loving You, Dirty Diana, Smooth Criminal,
Damn.
Leave Me Alone. And that's just like pom, 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 like back to back, 1987. And then Off the Wall is just, people don't talk about Off the Wall enough.
Oh yeah. Well, that's my joint right there.
Because this one makes no sense. 1979. So it was right, the 70s. Man, froed the fuck out.
Yeah, that's that one.
Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. To Start. And then the transition from that is
Got
to
a lot of power.
yeah. Yo, he was so
Yes,
light
yes.
skinned, bro. If you listen to his music, bro, he was so fucking light skinned. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like he was such as he's like
The force. A lot of power.
power, you know.
and it made me feel so.
So
It made me feel so.
or you listen to the song with him and Chris Tucker, it's just like he's like, I could get that girl. It's like,
I guarantee you can't get that girl, Mike.
yeah. Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. Rock With You.
That's it.
Working Day and Night.
That's the one.
Get on the Floor. Off the Wall. Girlfriend. She's Out of My Life. Can't Help It. It's the Falling in Love. Burn This Disco Out. All three of these albums are 40 minutes long, and it's just nothing but heat from top to bottom.
The only song that's missing from those 3 albums is Remember the Time.
Yes, and that's another album, but we're not gonna do that. We out of time. But my God, that's another album that's fucking.
Exactly. And then he had a music video for that song.
There was
Can you imagine that back then?
The
having
premiere,
that music, like,
and then the people he had starring in these music videos.
Eddie Murphy. What? Like what? Why this man had Eddie Murphy in the music video? What? Insane.
Man. But yeah, like, especially, and there was no internet and shit. So like back then, it's like, obviously, you know, it's not the same as like way back then racism, but like the 70s, 80s, not like there were some assholes out there, and this man was international level famous. Like you'll never see that. You'll genuinely never see that level of fame ever again for somebody because we have the internet. We're like so comfortable. We can go. They hop on live. We can talk to them back and forth all day. Now, back then it was like, yo, either TV or a movie or anything like that, or by some God given chance you see them in the street, and even then, you can't even get near them. Interviews were like a huge deal because you finally got to see them talk about some shit.
Yep. Yeah, sucks. Like you said, like it's crazy. At the same time, like I'm glad no one's ever gonna really get there because I love the idea that Michael was like that person. And you also had someone like DMX. Like he really was also
Bro, like
like,
the fucking what was it, Woodstock he did in, or what was the concert he did in Africa?
yeah,
Was
I,
that Coachella or Woodstock? What was it? I don't know. It was some festival, and the whole fucking country went to go see his
I'm
ass.
like, bro, that was insane too. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I love that he had that like type of fame. Like to be that like untouchable with that fame. Like no one can really get to that because it was just like, bro, everybody from all different races, from all parts of the like world was just
This guy's different.
like this one man, this one human being would stand on
Yeah.
stage without doing anything, lift a finger, and then they just lift it back down. Everyone quiet. It's like I'm just like, bro, that's insane.
Yeah, the only close thing that we see now close to that is maybe Beyonce, and
Yeah,
even then, it's not even close to what
yeah.
all that was. But all right, we out of time, y'all. We appreciate you guys for listening. Anything you want to see about us, that's keep in touch with everything we got going on is in our description. Thank you for all the love. Thank you for the 1,400 subs. We
Yes.
love you guys. We'll see you next week. Bye.